We've come to probably one of the most beautiful waterfalls in the world. This is absolutely stunning.
Miren, me llamo Mario.
Good morning, guys, and welcome back to another day here in Mexico. Today we are in a completely new place, a completely different place. Today we are in the province of San Luis Potosí, and we are currently in a town, a very, very small town, literally. It's just the street right behind me. It's a town called El Naranjo. Now, why have we come to San Luis Potosí? Because here is the place of the Huasteca, which is this beautiful mountain range, and within these mountains are some stunning waterfalls, which we are going to check out today. I can't wait to share it with you guys today, but we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna start exploring San Luis Potosí, and I'm gonna share it with you guys all in today's video. It's gonna be an exceptional day. Let's get it started. Well, I've got to say, having walked around here for a couple minutes now, I can tell that this place is A, very not touristy. There's like no tourists around here. I think I'm the only foreigner in this town right now. And B, because there's no foreigners, they've really kept their like Mexican tradition. So it's very much a very local Mexican town. Very, very local. I mean, the way they do things here, it's a slow life here in El Naranjo. But I absolutely love it. I've got basically the entire town as a foreigner to myself. But because the taxi's pretty expensive to get to the waterfalls, we're walking it. And that might mean we will be walking for like 30 kilometers today. Hopefully I can hitch a ride, but if not, we're gonna be walking it. Let's go ahead and start heading in that direction. Alright, I'm proud to say that we've made it to the first turning point. We are turning left. I know, it's really, really impressive for me because this is a pretty long hike, and as I mentioned, unless we get a ride, we're gonna be walking a lot today. Now, the town we're heading to is a town known as El Meco. Now, there are hotels there, there is accommodation there, but it's super expensive. And Naranjo is also pretty expensive, but the place of El Meco is probably even more expensive than El Naranjo, so we're not staying there. But as you can see, this road right behind me is the road we are heading on. This road will take us all the way to the town of El Meco, and from there it's another few kilometers to get to the waterfall that I want to see today. So we've got a long journey ahead of ourselves, but we're gonna keep going, especially under this hot Mexican sun. Oh, and we're also gonna try and hitch a ride, so let's see if we can do that. Somebody! The one good thing about this walk so far, at least, is that there's no incline. It's all just pretty flat. So we're not actually really struggling that badly yet. I think we got a ride. I think we got a ride. This is incredible. Hola. ¿Ustedes me pueden llevar? Gracias.
¿A dónde vas?
Solo al Meco y después me puedo caminar.
Vamos.
Gracias. Alright, well, luckily enough, we managed to hitch a ride into this area. We've currently made it to the first waterfall here. This is Cascadas El Meco. Alright, now the point that you arrive at is this point right here. First off, just the bluest water ever. I mean, this water is so turquoise, so perfectly blue. It's incredible. But this isn't actually the waterfall. This is only the launching point where you get the boats to go up to see the waterfall. Now, to get a boat, it costs about 120 pesos per person, so it's a little bit expensive. So instead of getting a boat, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go up to the viewpoint, and that way we can see the waterfalls from there. But it should just be absolutely stunning. Oh my god, I literally am so excited for this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna leave this area and then go up to see the waterfall. Well, this is the waterfall, and there's so many people here. They're all Mexican tourists, which is better than San Miguel, but still, if you're trying to get a photo here, it's basically impossible because there's so many people here, which I'm surprised. I thought this was like a super non-touristy part. The good thing is that at least they're all Mexicans and they're all locals, but still, it's really, really crowded. But the waterfall itself is absolutely stunning. And the thing is, it's a whole river that goes really, really far back. There are tons and tons of waterfalls along this river. So this is just the first waterfall we're gonna see here. There are others down later on the river that we're gonna go and check out. But here, this viewpoint, it's pretty cool when there's nobody around. What continues to amaze me about this river and the waterfalls is how blue that water is. It's literally like a Gatorade factory. Like, that saturation is just way high up. I don't think I've seen water this blue before, except for maybe Chipitin in Monterrey, but it's the whole river. It's not like one section or two sections. The whole river is just clean, clear, and blue. Just absolutely stunning. As I mentioned, this is a river with a lot of waterfalls. So we're gonna head on to the next waterfall. Let's go. Adios. Well, fortunately for us, we were able to hitch another ride down into the Huasteca to see our next waterfall. We've got about another 40-meter walk in to actually see the waterfall, but man, it's easy to go and hitch rides around here. People here are just so friendly. They're willing to give you rides, and they're the nicest people ever. Great adventures, great stories. All right, anyways, let's go ahead and head to the next waterfall. Well, literally after a 10-minute walk from the main road, we've come to probably one of the most beautiful waterfalls in the world. This is absolutely stunning. And luckily we're here in rainy season so that there's water in the waterfall, even though it's not raining today, which is literally perfect. This right here is Cascadas El Salto.
Miren, me llamo Mario.
Once again, everything I said about the previous waterfall applies here. Turquoise, beautiful blue water, an amazing waterfall, and you know what? there are actually still quite a lot of people here, surprisingly. But most of them are in the water, they're swimming, some of them are standing there. But I think if you want to get really close to the waterfall, you have to get a guide. I'm not sure if they're going to really strictly enforce that. I'm going to try and just go in and see if they catch me. But it really is just beautiful. This has got to be one of the most beautiful waterfalls in Mexico. It's so clean, so clear, and it's just so beautiful. Luckily, we've come here during rainy season because usually I've heard there's just no water here. It'll just be completely dry. So we're super, super lucky today to have such an amazing view and to have the waterfall in full strength blowing down onto the little pools down here. I've got to say, this water is really, really cold. It's way colder than I expected. It's really, really fresh, but really, really cold. Well, we've made it inside. The water is cold, the currents are strong, but this is an adventure. Now, some people had written online that during rainy season, it's not a good idea to come to San Luis Potosí because it gets rainy, and because of that, the water gets muddy and turbulent. But I think you can see for yourself right behind me. This water is like turquoise blue. It does not get better than that. So I don't know what people are talking about. I don't know what people are saying about rain because there's literally no rain here. The water is blue. The waterfall is strong. It honestly does not get better than that. I have no clue what they're talking about. So if you're in Mexico, come to San Luis Potosí. It's amazing. It is beautiful. And you've got waterfalls like these that will just completely blow your mind. Well, we've been at this waterfall now for about 3 hours and I don't have any plans to leave anytime soon because it's just beautiful. I mean, you can see right behind me. The water is just crystal clear. It's blue. It's beautiful. The waterfall itself actually changed a lot. I don't know if you can see behind me now, but it barely exists. It's super, super tiny. I think maybe earlier there had been a lot of rain, so it was a really strong waterfall. And now, because there wasn't so much rain, the waterfall's kind of like died off. But even without the waterfall, this place is stunning. The blue water, the pools, it's just amazing. And I don't know why more people aren't talking about this part of Mexico, because literally you can't find water like this blue. It's so beautiful. I mean, places like these, like Chipitin in Monterrey, these waterfalls are really just stunning, and they're not that hard to get to, but people just don't really think about it. But it's a really beautiful waterfall. We're gonna chill here for a bit, and then maybe in a couple hours we'll head back. Well, after many hours here at this stunning waterfall, I think it's time to call it a day. So we are going to head back. We're going to try and walk back, maybe try and hitchhike back, but it really is a beautiful waterfall. And you can see right now it's barely existent. Like, the waterfall is just not there, but the water is still absolutely blue.